Ladies and gentlemen, you wouldn't believe it, but Murozond's Rise in Dawn of the Infinite finally sees some nerfs in Mythic Plus. Personally, I think this should have happened much earlier in the season, but we'll take it, even if it happens right now. So I'll go through these changes very quickly. I'll talk about what do they mean, and you can let me know in the comments below. Do you want to see more? What else do you want to see changed? And do you think some of the other dungeons also need to be seeing similar treatment? So the first three basically mean that all the mini bosses at the starting area will have reduced health by 16%, which is great. Then the Maiden is going to cast its AoE less frequently, which is also great. It does present some problem healing on fortified keys. And then the Snake is going to jump less frequently as well. I would have loved to see that before the bolstering week, not after it. However, it is what it is. I guess there's going to be more bolstering weeks, and this is definitely going to make this part of the dungeon much easier in that situation. The theater shield is reduced by 15%. That's not that huge. I guess in certain situations that could lead to you skipping a phase. Obviously, it's welcome, but it's still the same boss. It's still going to be feeling exactly the same way as before. The Infinite Rift Mages have their health reduced by 10%, and the Infinite Burn recast time is increased. This is the Sand Area Mages. I guess the recast time increased also after Afflicted Week. I would have loved to see that earlier because you can actually dispel that buff if it goes off. But killing these a little bit faster is definitely a welcome change. But the Sand Area, it's still going to be the Sand Area. It's going to suck, so nothing much changes there. The Time Lost Battlefield boss, though, has the AoE damage reduced by 20% from the stacks that he gets once he kills one of the ghost mobs in the area. That's actually huge because he gets stacks no matter what. Like sometimes he's gonna get more stacks, sometimes he gets less, but doing less damage on the AoE is definitely welcome. It's going to make this boss much easier. And then the Bladestorm speed is going to be slower, which I mean, I've talked about this before, but that should have happened a long time ago. Like, if you don't have a movement ability available and he jumps on top of you, there's no way you're getting out, right? So you're just dead, which I don't think is fair for this fight. So this is probably one of the biggest changes, and I'm very looking forward to trying this boss again with these nerfs. The last boss has the frontal damage and the tick after that reduced by about 15%. So that's welcome because sometimes the tanks would drop way too low or maybe even die. Hopefully that makes it a little bit easier. And then the keepers that this boss spawns have their health reduced by 10%. The damage of the dot that they put is reduced by 15%, and the initial blast damage also reduced by 10%. I would have loved to see a little bit of increased casting time for the chrono burn, especially during the phase where it overlaps. It's a little bit hard to manage, especially in Afflicted Blizzard, but it is what it is. So overall, those changes are quite welcome. It's going to make the dungeon a little bit easier. It's still, in my personal opinion, it's the worst ever design for Mythic Plus dungeon in the history, and it's going to be hard to beat that, but at least the bosses, especially on Tyrannical, should feel a little bit easier. So again, let me know what you think about those changes in the comments below. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Until then, bye bye and take care.